Hi, so I'm going to try and lean back a bit from the microphone because that came out a bit funny. Right, we're going to talk about my first book here. We're going to talk about A Midwinter Night's Dream, The Broccoli, the Stilton and the Haystack. Now, I can show you some of the reviews up on screen here. I'm probably doing that right now, but this copy here, the small print copy, you should not be able to get this one because I've discontinued this one because the print was too small. But yeah, available on Amazon for a very cheap price. I'll put the link in the bio of the video, or send you some links to the party. Now, inspirations behind that. That is a romance, and it's not just a romance. It's the weirdest romance you'll ever read, and I can show you some of the reviews on it. It is about two people naked under a haystack. They're in the middle of a field in snowy conditions. They don't know each other. How did they get there, for example? Whether we're going to find out how they got there. But if you read it, you'll find out how they got there. It's the weirdest of situations. They don't know each other. They fell into a lake after being in a car accident. They are literally just trying to hold on to each other to keep warm, and they fall asleep and they are dreaming about a different life where the pair of them live together. They even go on to have children. But each time they flash back, each time they go to sleep, they flash back and they're back in the haystack. Is it real? Are they really in the haystack and dreaming about the future, or are they in the future dreaming about the time that they were sleeping in a haystack together? Who knows? Now, the inspiration for this just came from years ago when I was driving home from work, and there was this big shadow in the road. It was snow everywhere, and I had to stop and thinking there was a person in the road. And of course, there wasn't anyone in the road, but it sort of gave me inspiration as to think about who would be in the road if there was there. If there was someone there, who would be in the road? Would it be someone I knew? Would it be who? What were they doing there? And then how would I react if I had to spend the night with that person? And then it just became this whole other thing. It's first of all, it became, what if my boss from work was standing out in the road? And I had to give her a lift home. I mean, I hated her; she's a horrible person. Hence why I don't work there anymore. But yeah, what if I had to spend the night in the haystack with her? And then years went by, and I met some other few people who there was this woman who I worked with at a place where I was gutting crabs. It no longer exists. It was a horrible place again. But she came from Lithuania, I believe. Two of them. She could have been based on either of them, and they were just horrible people. They were picking on this girl, making her cry and stuff like that. And I thought, what if I ended up in the haystack with her? I mean, it's not from based on where she's from saying that all of those people are horrible, because there were some lovely people who I worked with from all countries all over the place. But I just thought, what if I ended up with one of those two girls? And then a few years later, I saw her out and about with her husband and her kids, and she was completely different person. And I thought, okay, if she's really not the person who I knew, then what on earth caused her to be that person who was deliberately going out and making other employees cry? And I thought, what if it was her that was in the haystack, and she became the inspiration for this young lady, Katarzyna, and this guy Rob Hearing. He's better looking than me. He's not me in the end. I made him a completely different person, but it was originally going to be me. But yeah, there's so many twists to this story. I'm going to put some of the reviews up on the screen here. I mean, that took me 4 years to write that story, and all told. There is ups, downs, here, there, everywhere. There are some funny moments. They make you laugh. One of the reviews says it made you laugh so hard. It's made the reviewer laugh so hard that she cried. And I've had other viewers say, it got them so upset that they cried in places. It's you're crying because you're laughing, and you're crying because it's sad, and all sorts of things. It's you cannot really explain the book. And when I can't explain it, it's so difficult. There are so many different planes of reality. There's without trying to give it away, there's the real life, there's the dream life, and then there's the dream within the dream. So hard to explain, but read the reviews. I think the reviewers sometimes explain it better than I do. Currently, it's got quite a few. It's doing all right. I mean, It's got quite a few reviews on Amazon. I haven't been able to promote this book. I'm not in a financial position to be able to promote any of my books. Hence why I'm doing stuff like this, getting a free chance to promote my books, which I really thank WA Ashes for. I really thank her for the opportunity, because I wouldn't be able to promote books like this without her. Now, I want to be very, very clear. This is not a book for children. I mean, naked people in a haystack. It's not a book for children, is it? There are some very dark themes in there. There is a murder in it as well. I will give that away. If you've probably forgotten I've said that. I won't say who gets murdered, but and there are some dark themes of a sexual nature in there as well. So yeah, trigger warning. If something bad has happened, or so you're triggered by that, do not read it, or just skip over some of the end bits. But yeah, it's called A Midwinter Night's Dream, The Broccoli, the Stilton, and the Haystack. I've got other videos about this where I'll probably say more stuff on my YouTube channel, which is author Samuel J. White Interviews and Reviews Indie Authors, where I interview and review indie authors. I haven't worked on that channel for a while, but it's going to make a comeback very soon. Okay, let's move on to the next book.